afternoon, friends, family, previous clients, present day clients. It's good to be here with y'all today. And as a Rogerian therapist, person centered therapist, I put that quote in this today's newsletter about Carl Rogers once wrote, "The curious paradox is that when I can accept myself as I am, then I can change." And so often, clients come into my office like this, fix me, fix me. How can I fix this? How can I not lose him? How can I get that job? What is wrong with me? Fix me. And I always invite my clients to, with compassion for themselves, for both of us to be curious about why they are here and more of a state of hands open, palms up to say, let's be curious together. I believe the answers lie within each of us. And my job as a therapist is to guide the client, ask the right questions, help them just travel alongside them in their journey, where it's just beautiful to be an empathic witness when they find those answers. And just back to Carl Rogers, when we talk about our formative years, and I believe each one of us is a story. And we are currently made up of tons of stories. We are currently our 5-year-old self, our 8-year-old self, our 12, our 17, our 22-year-old self. And we make up a compilation of so many stories, life-giving stories and tragic, traumatic stories. And yes, as a trauma story work type of therapist, we talk about things that have wounded us. And I'm quick to point out that we never blame. Our caretakers did the best they could with the limited resources they have, and some have more limited than others. We name, we don't blame. And in order to heal, we have to name our wounds. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to name them. And when we go back to those formative years, to 5-year-old, 8-year-old self, and are able to see what we've been through, the messages we received, and how we became our own messenger. Like I talk about in my writing today, please don't tell me I don't matter. And we operate out of that fear, and when we name our woundedness, we are able actually, when we go into those broken stories, to hold space for ourselves. As a therapist, I invite the client as I hold sacred space for them to begin to. And it's amazing and so surprising to them when they realize, oh my gosh, I used to have disdain for my 5-year-old self. And now I see him with such compassion. And then back to what Carl Rogers wrote, it's through that acceptance of where I am today, why I became what I became, how I relate in relationships and learn to see myself and relate to myself in a manner of self-acceptance and love. Then organically we change. It's inevitable. We change as we accept and love ourselves. And we're easily able to accept and love others. I love what I do as a therapist, having worked through my own story, done my own traumatic story work. I've been able to heal from such brokenness and find life-giving stories that have made at me as well. And I love to give back what was given to me. And I just invite you, if you know of anyone that would need someone to walk alongside of them, if you yourself are struggling and just need someone to reach out to, I'm available. And I also know a handful of brilliant colleagues also I can direct you to. I always say I want to work myself out of a job. And I don't want people living in therapy. I want them to grow, to heal, to change, and to just bring and experience new life within their mind, body, and spirit, and walk out an authentic, free man and woman. So, anyway, I'm excited to offer. I offer an intense EMDR, 3-day trauma intensive with EMDR with a spiritually grounded approach, as well as individual therapy for adults. And I also am gathering a group of women aged 30 and 40 to come and do a women's emotional processing group, women's therapy group, where 6 to 8 of us gather around here at my office in a comfy room and just share our stories together. There is such healing power when 6 other women are looking into a woman's eyes who's just shared a story, a vulnerable story, and for them to say, I see you in this moment. And with me as their guide, it's an honor to walk alongside each of them. We form community, connection, we're less lonely, and we feel seen and heard. And I also love sharing my story. I do speaking engagements with churches, retreats, and if you're ever curious about hearing my story, from addiction and mental illness to recovery to healing, and to a life-giving transformation. And I talk about intertwining mental health with faith and how that can bring so much healing to an individual's soul. So those are opportunities. You can reach out if you're interested. And I just want to give y'all each a big air hug and say that you matter, you are loved, you are worthy, and you are enough, just as you are. All right, be blessed today.